Ever wondered why so many of us hold on to certain scientific misconceptions? It's a curious question, isn't it? Science, as we know, is the pursuit of understanding the world around us, the quest for knowledge and truth. But sometimes our understanding gets a little muddled, a little distorted, and we find ourselves clinging to misconceptions. Now you may ask, why do misconceptions persist in a world where information is literally at our fingertips? Well, it's often because these misconceptions are passed down from generation to generation. They're ingrained in our culture, in our education, and even in our language. We hear them, we believe them, and then we pass them on, creating a cycle that's difficult to break. Another reason is that these misconceptions often offer simpler explanations for complex phenomena. They're easy to understand, easy to remember, and therefore easy to spread. They're like science's version of urban legends, capturing our imagination and refusing to let go. But here's the thing. Misconceptions can distort our understanding of the world. They can limit our ability to think critically, to question, and to learn. They can prevent us from fully appreciating the marvels of science, the intricacies of the universe, and the wonders of nature. So what can we do about it? Well, the first step is to identify these misconceptions. In this video, we're going to take a look at some of the most common and pervasive scientific misconceptions. We'll delve into the misconceptions about evolution, space, and even our own bodies. We'll explore where they come from, why they persist, and most importantly, why they're wrong. It's going to be an enlightening journey, a journey of debunking, of unlearning and relearning. We'll challenge our preconceived notions, question our beliefs, and hopefully emerge with a clearer, more accurate understanding of the world. So, are you ready to challenge what you think you know about science? Stay tuned as we debunk the first of these scientific myths. First on our list, the misconception that humans evolved from monkeys. A statement that has been floating around for centuries, but is it true? Well, not exactly. It's easy to see why people might think this, given our similar physical attributes, our use of tools, and our social structures. However, this popular belief is a simplification of the complex process of evolution. It's not so much that we evolved from monkeys, but rather that we share a common ancestor. Think of it this way. If you were to trace back our family tree and that of a monkey, you would find a point where our paths converge. This point of convergence is our mutual ancestor, a creature that likely exhibited traits found in both humans and monkeys today. But this creature wasn't a monkey, and it wasn't human either. It was a different species entirely, one that lived millions of years ago. From this common ancestor, different branches of the family tree emerged. One branch led to the monkeys we know today, while another led to us, Homo sapiens. Over millions of years, through a process known as evolution, these branches diverged, each adapting to their environments and evolving in their unique ways. Evolution is not a linear progression from inferior to superior, as is often depicted in popular culture. It's a branching process where different species evolve parallel to each other, each adapting to their specific environment and lifestyle. So let's dispel this myth once and for all. We did not evolve from the monkeys we see in zoos or forests today. Instead, we share a common ancestor with them, a creature that lived and died millions of years ago, long before the first human walked the earth. In conclusion, the relationship between humans and monkeys is not one of a parent and child, but rather more like distant cousins, each with their unique evolutionary journey. So we did not swing down from the trees as monkeys, but rather share a leaf on the vast tree of life. Scene script. Next up, can astronauts really see the Great Wall of China from space? Well, it's a common belief that this monumental structure, stretching over 13,000 miles, is viewable from outer space. But let's dissect this notion. When we talk about viewing something from space, it's crucial to understand the scale. The Great Wall, though impressively long, is only a few meters wide, hardly a speck in the grand expanse of our planet. Now, let's bring in some expert witnesses. Astronauts themselves have testified that identifying specific human-made structures is difficult, if not impossible, without aid. Even from the International Space Station, which is much closer than the Moon, astronauts struggle to see anything smaller than a city. So the Great Wall of China, despite its grandeur and length, doesn't quite make the cut. It's a humbling reminder of our scale in the universe. As it turns out, not all great things are visible from the cosmos. Ever been taught that different parts of your tongue are responsible for tasting different flavors? Well, if that's the case, it's time to untangle this long-standing misconception. You see, the concept that our tongue is divided into specific zones, each dedicated to a unique taste, bitter, sweet, sour, and salty, is a myth. This misconception originated from a misinterpreted diagram by a German scientist named D.P. Harnig in the early 20th century. Harnig conducted experiments to measure the sensitivity of different areas of the tongue to basic tastes. Though he did find slight variations, they were minor. However, when his results were translated into a diagram, these minor differences were exaggerated, leading to the myth of the taste map. So, let's set the record straight. Taste, as it turns out, is a far more complex and interesting phenomenon. Our tongues are covered in tiny bumps known as papillae. Each papilla houses multiple taste buds, and each taste bud contains around 50 to 100 taste cells. These cells are like mini chemical analyzers, capable of detecting different types of tastes. Now here's the clincher. These taste cells, responsible for recognizing sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami, are scattered all across the tongue, not confined to specific areas. Yes, that's right. Every part of your tongue can detect every basic taste. And there's more. Our sense of taste is not just about what happens on our tongues. It's a multi-sensory experience involving smell, texture, and even temperature. It's our brain that pulls together these different strands of information to create the sensation of flavor. So next time you're savoring a delicious meal, remember, it's not just one part of your tongue doing all the heavy lifting. Every square millimeter is involved in the process, working in harmony to decode the delightful symphony of flavors in your mouth. So each bite is a symphony of flavors, no matter where it lands on your tongue. We've journeyed through some of the most common scientific misconceptions today. We've seen how tales can be twisted and facts can be falsified, leading to the misconceptions that often cloud our understanding of the world. To start, we looked at the claim that humans evolved from monkeys. Instead, we discovered that humans and monkeys share a common ancestor and have evolved along separate paths. This is a prime example of how oversimplification can lead to misunderstanding. Next, we debunked the myth that the Great Wall of China is visible from space. While it's an impressive architectural achievement, it's not quite the space spectacle we've been led to believe. The reality is that unaided human eyes can't discern the wall from space, reminding us that not all facts should be taken at face value. Then we explored the tongue map myth, the idea that different parts of our tongues are responsible for different tastes. In truth, all taste areas are distributed across the entire tongue. This shows us how easily misconceptions can become entrenched in our collective knowledge. But why do these misconceptions matter? And why should we care about them? Well, each of these misconceptions highlights the importance of critical thinking and the need for reliable sources of information. They remind us that science isn't just about accepting facts, but about investigating, questioning, and understanding the world around us. Science is a tool that allows us to discern fact from fiction, to challenge our preconceptions, and to continually refine our understanding of the universe. It's a process, a method of inquiry that encourages skepticism and demands evidence. So as we journey through our daily lives, let's strive to question, to seek out reliable sources, to think critically, and most importantly, to keep learning. Because every myth we debunk brings us one step closer to understanding the intricate and fascinating truths of our world. Remember, science is a constant journey of discovery, and debunking myths is part of the adventure. Until next time, stay curious and keep questioning.